Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, I know I just literally posted a video yesterday. Yes, these are my glasses by the way. But I don't care. I wanted to make another video and post another video. I'm trying to make myself post more consistently on YouTube, so that is what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so today I thought I would go ahead and read Reddit stories. And I got this idea from Smosh, and I love watching them read these. I haven't been watching them as lately, but I used to watch them a lot. So I just wanted to do it myself. And I am gonna be going into this blindly. That way, you know, you can get like a genuine reaction. I did see one story that I thought about reading, but that one's a little bit too intense, so I'm not going to be reading that one. And I'm just going to be reading some other ones. And plus, even if, you know, that story was okay enough to read, I already read it. So it wouldn't be a genuine reaction anymore. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do other stories. And yeah. Here we go. The first story that I'm going to be reading is from I Am the Asshole. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'm going to read one. Okay, I decided which one I'm going to read. It's called Am I the Asshole for Calling Him a Fucking Embarrassment? Now, I only read the title. I don't know what it's about, so let's get into this. Am I the asshole for calling him a fucking embarrassment? I've been seeing my fiance for 4 years now, and I came into the relationship with 2 boys. My boys are now 12 and 9. Once a year, me and the boys go to my family's vacation home with the entire family, and up until this year, my fiance did not attend. But now that we are engaged and merging families, the family asked that he come too. They all get along great with him anyways. I explained to him prior to us coming to our family retreat that during our week stay with the family, my kids do not have a bedtime. We do a lot of night activities such as night swimming in the pool, karaoke, fires, nightly strolls through the neighborhood, etc., etc. So during this week, my kids absolutely do not have a bedtime, and this is how it has always been. I made it clear that bedtime was not to be enforced like it was at home, because this is vacation and time with family. And I am not making my kids miss out on the nightly activities. I also explained that due to this, some nights they are up until easily 11 to midnight. It's once a year. It's no big deal. So he was fully aware, and please note that this is the only time I've seen this side of him that I will mention below. I'm scared. We get here the first night, and you can tell he is already uncomfortable with the boys staying up past their bedtime. He was stressing out because the boys were still in the pool at 10 p.m. and he felt they should be in bed already. I reminded him at least twice that we were not enforcing a bedtime here, and he let it go the first night. The second night, 9 p.m. rolls around and the boys were still up, and my fiance was dropping comments like, "You're lucky you're even still awake right now, you should be in bed," saying it right in front of my mom, who looked mortified that he had such an attitude. I told him to cut the fucking shit in private. He tells me he thinks it's fucked up and that it's going to be terrible trying to get them back on their schedule, never been an issue in the years prior. I stood firm and told him to knock it off and let it go. But then last night, my fiance starts angry sighing every single time he looks at my kids, still awake. And I finally pulled him aside and told him he was a fucking embarrassment because he keeps saying these comments in front of my family, which leads to awkward silences and judgmental glances my way. I warned him prior to coming here, and if he had an issue that he can't control for a week, then he needs to leave because he's ruining our trip with his passive-aggressive BS surrounding a bedtime. He told me I'm an asshole for making him feel like garbage over wanting to keep the kids on a schedule because it's best for them. Am I the asshole? So before I read the comments, I'm going to go ahead and say no, this person is not the asshole. They clearly agreed with each other before this vacation started that the kids were not going to have a bedtime. Regardless of, what he might be feeling, that goes away when he decided to, agree with her and say, hey, yeah, that's okay. Or, well, you know what I mean? I don't think that she's the asshole because she didn't do anything wrong. She told him beforehand. She gave him ample time to process his feelings before they even went on the vacation. And also, he wasn't even going on the other vacations. So he could have just not went to this one if it was going to be such a big deal to him. But, they wanted him to go. I understand. And I don't know. I guess it's I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's hard because I get it. Maybe he's upset. Maybe, he is worried it's not going to be easy to get them back into their routine. But, if he felt that way, he shouldn't have agreed to what they discussed prior. So, yeah, I still think she's not the asshole. Now I'm going to read some of what other people say. Okay, here we go. The first comment, which has 44,000 upvotes, says, not the asshole. I know you said this behavior is not his usual, but I would say that this is a prediction of the future with him. He has an opinion that differs from yours. He doesn't have to agree with you, but he does have to respect your decisions. He doesn't respect you and can't control himself. He made a fool of himself and openly showed his disdain to your entire family. Please rethink your relationship. Things may have been smooth in the past because a situation where you disagree has likely never been an issue. And someone replied and they said, excellent point, and let me add, from personal experience, the dynamic can really change after the wedding. 40 years ago, I went from having a mom and her fun boyfriend to a mom and a stepdad who thought he had to become a parent overnight. How will he deal with adjusting schedules as I think it meant as the kid's age, but it says as the kid's age. If he's already acting like this, I really wonder how he will be with the added level of marriage. Edited to add, holy shit, I read more of OP's comments and he's all bad news, no bears. Controlling, clothing, already expressing different parenting views. Someone said, I'm totally going to incorporate all bad news, no bears into daily conversation. Okay, let's see what someone else says. Okay, this one has 13,000 upvotes. Not the asshole. He's not concerned about the kids keeping a schedule. He's concerned about maintaining control. When someone shows you red flags, believe them. And then someone said, when someone tells you who they are, believe them the first time. And then someone said, so hard to learn this lesson, but it's so true. Every time a guy has told me he's a jerk and I shouldn't date him, turns out he was a jerk I shouldn't have dated. Yeah, he said that. So I don't know why you didn't listen. Sorry, that's a different person who's telling their own personal story. But yeah, if they said what they are, or if they show you who they are, then, you decide if you want to put up with that or not. I wouldn't. Okay, I'm gonna find another story real quick. I'm gonna read this one. It's called, Am I the Asshole for Trying to Steal Her Man? A little over a year ago, I was taken in by my friend, who is a female 30, because I became homeless. At first, her man and I didn't get along, which led to small fights between them. Because I was going through a rough time, I was messy and loud, and admittedly wasn't a great roommate. At first, it was mostly her who was helping me settle in. I don't cook, so she would cook for us and overall just help me live again. And as I lived with them, her man, male 30, and I began to warm up to each other. We have a lot in common, so I feel like it was bound to happen. She's not a hiker, so he and I would go hiking together. We can hang out on the couch when she's not around, nagging about the messes we made. She was a health freak, so when she's not around, we shared junk food and hid it from her. He understands my needs and wants in ways no one was able to before. He's become my favorite person. Recently, I've realized I love him more than her. I would follow him to the ends of the earth if he allowed it. I hate it when they are sitting together, and I would try to sit right in between them. I want to be where he is at all times, and I get upset when they are together without me. She caught me laying on his lap and told him that I'm trying to steal him. He tried to laugh it off and push me off, which hurt my feelings. He doesn't know it, but I am trying to steal him. I want to be with him and kiss him forever. So Reddit, would I be an asshole if I love my human's man more than my human, despite everything she's done for me? By the way, I am a 1.5-year-old pit bull. What? A pit bull? That is not... Who the fuck wrote this? Oh my gosh. Okay, the end did get me. You get a belly rub. I love this post so much. Source, a woman whose husband has fallen for this not once but twice over. You got 2 pit bulls? Shit, I was about to send some horrendous messages. That's enough Reddit for today. End on a good note this time. This was beautifully written. My indignation was building with each paragraph, and then boop on the nose for you. Why is everyone responding like this to fucking dog? They know that a person wrote this? That was such a waste of time. Obviously, if that was a person, they would have been the asshole, but it was a dog. It wasn't really a dog. I hate this. Why did that have to be the story? I literally thought it was going to be so juicy from the title, and then it's just someone pretending to be a dog, which is a little bit weird, and I hate that everyone responded to this person like they're not a dog. I really hated that. Okay, I'm going to read another one. I guess I'll do this one. Am I the asshole for controlling my wife's free time? My wife and I are in our early 40s with a couple of kids, so our lives are pretty busy. We try our best to give each other one night a week to ourselves. Our free time to unwind or pursue solo hobbies or whatever. I think they meant to say our free time is to unwind or pursue solo hobbies or whatever. I don't think they put the is, but they were supposed to put the is. Okay. When the weather is nice, my wife often likes to go hiking. Sometimes with her sister, sometimes with our dog, sometimes by herself. If she's going hiking, I ask her to let me know where she's going and roughly when she'll be home. I want to know so in case something bad happens, or something happens. It didn't say bad. I said that. I'm sorry. In case something happens, I know when to be concerned and where to start looking. She's grumbled about it a little bit before, but it's mostly never caused any issues until a couple of days ago. She had her free time night on Monday and told me she was hanging out with her sister. Tuesday morning, I asked how her sister was doing and if they had fun. She told me everything was good and they had a good time hiking together. I said something like, "Hey, please remember to let me know where you're going and when you'll be home if you're going hiking," and she blew up at me. She said she's so tired of me trying to control her free time and that it's not fair of me to try and micromanage what she does and where she goes when she never does that to me. It devolved into an argument from there, and we're both still pretty annoyed about it. From my perspective, it's not about controlling her, it's about safety. She's out in the woods, sometimes after dark, sometimes by herself. She isn't always in areas with cell phone coverage. I worry if she gets hurt or lost or something else happens to her, I wouldn't have a clue where to send help unless she tells me where she's going to be. She argues that she doesn't ask for that kind of information from me when I'm having free time, but I'm not doing activities that involve the same sort of risks. Am I the asshole for wanting to know where she is and when she'll be back when she's out hiking? I'm gonna say no, but it's because he framed it as like, being concerned for her safety. She's out late at night. if she was doing it during the day, and if, you know, he wasn't concerned about her safety, and if he was just like concerned about like her going and doing something with another guy or something, then I probably wouldn't be on his side. But since it's about her safety, I guess that's why I'm on his side. Okay, let's see what people have said. Okay. Someone said, if she's going hiking, I ask her... Oh, this is them responding to part of the story. And the part of the story they're responding to says, if she's going hiking, I ask her to let me know where she's going and roughly when she'll be home. The person responding to him said, this is hiking safety 101. Anyone who hikes, especially solo, should tell someone where they're going, with an estimated time back. Twisted ankles happen, and so does getting lost. I find her emotional reaction to your common sense to be very disproportionate. In all honesty, I have to wonder if she's really going hiking. She was very defensive and launched into a tirade over a simple question, not the asshole, and that had 13,000 upvotes. And then someone said, yeah, we were out hiking recently and there was zero cell service on the back half of the hike. It's definitely a safety thing to have someone know where you are. And then someone else said, I took a wilderness course in college that involved going out hiking and primitive camping for the night. First thing the professor taught us was when hiking, always tell someone where you're going to be hiking and give them a time frame that they should hear back from you that you made it back to your car. I'm not sure why the wife has such a problem with this. When I was younger and in college, I always told my mom where I was hiking and that if I didn't call her back by X time, it's time to be concerned. It's just safety, not about control. So yeah, basically the overall idea is that, you know, it's not wrong. You know, they're just concerned about her safety, and yeah, they're not the asshole. I mean, it would be different if it was like him doing that with other things too, like not just hiking, like if it was, I don't know, just a simple activity where he doesn't need to know, you know, when she'll be back and stuff, then I guess it would be different. But I think since it's about hiking and, you know, since it's happening late at night and sometimes by herself, I hit my laptop, and sometimes by herself, then that means, you know, she probably should like let him know like where she's gonna be and how long it's gonna take.